Tenet.
What's it about?
There's no way. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea.
I watched it. I have no idea what it's
Not
about.
even, yeah. Welcome into the Queen City Soccer Show. I'm your host, LvlUpLuke. We have a very special episode here to talk about the Carolina Ascent as they prepare to start their season. This is a interesting point for the USL Gamebridge Super League. So I'm going to give you the TLDR here up front. So right off the top, there are two Division I women's professional soccer leagues in the United States. You have the NWSL, National Women's Soccer League. That is the most well-known, most established. It's been going for 13, 14 years now, at least. That's where NC Courage is, Angel City FC. You may have seen their documentary. But there is also a new Division I women's professional soccer league in the U.S. called the USL Super League, and they are entering season 3 here. Carolina Ascent won the Players' Shield as the top team in their debut year, 2024 to 2025, where they then lost in a very controversial ending to a semifinal match at home, a referee's decision for a penalty kick, heartbreaking finish. And then year 2, they finished 3rd place, and that was the 25-26 season. And they did compete in the championship game, which they fell short. Very exciting game, though, just a few months ago. Which brings us to the upcoming 3rd season, a shortened sprint season that is only going through the end of 2026. So they're going to have about 3.5 months to put some points on the board, work their way through the playoffs to crown a new champion in the 3rd sprint season here. The calendar has been mostly international aligned, and the USL Super League is moving away from that to more match NWSL and some of the other competitive advantages that could come with that schedule change. Like I said, it's interesting, and you're going to hear from talking with Dan D'Amico, the owner of the Carolina Ascent and Charlotte Independence. You're going to hear from the front office. We'll see how the audio comes through on that. And then I talked with some of the players as well. So you're going to get a few different perspectives here on the sprint season, a little bit of behind the scenes, some motivation, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to pop back in here to introduce some of the clips and talk a little bit about my experience there at Media Day. All right, so just to help you guys out here, if you want to skip to my interview with Dan D'Amico, that's going to be around the 31-minute, 30-second mark. For player interviews, that's going to start around the 43-minute mark. And we have interviews with Riley Mattingly Parker, Jenna Butler, Mackenzie George, and Sydney Studer. But the Carolina Ascent are starting up action on Saturday the 15th. You can catch the games on local TV, WCCB, for those of you who would like to enjoy it that way. I'm still awaiting details on a streaming option for these matches, and they will be on the road for the first 2. So the first home match for the Ascent is going to be on the 29th, August 29th. So make sure you pack out American Legion Memorial Stadium and support the ladies. They have brand new kits this year, which look amazing. I don't think we ended up talking about the kits, but they look really cool. And I've seen some of the new merch that they are going to be selling. And I actually picked up a hoodie for myself, which I absolutely love. It's yellow with a navy Carolina Ascent accent pattern. It looks really cool. Let's get right into the press conference with new President Margaret Graman and Coach Poole.
As media, we need you as our partners as we continue to grow in our future. So I really appreciate you being here. I also want to mention we're embarking on season 3, but that's only after 2 really incredible years and a really strong start. I always say, or what I've observed, I should say, over my lifetime, success is built on really 3 things: capability, interest, and consistency. And in our owner, whoever that was, and our head coach, his staff, and his team. Candidly, we all have all three. Whether you look at their resumes or their performance, really amazing. Just remind people, in season 1, captured the Players' Shield. We had the league's best regular season record, got number 1 seed in the playoffs. We led the league in attendance, and we've got the Gamebridge Super League's Organization of the Year. Then came last year, or second season. We kicked off the season with a 12-match unbeaten streak right into the playoffs and into the final. I want to remind Philip, at the end of the day, we didn't win, but it was an amazing, amazing game. We tied, went into overtime, and then ended up losing. Amazing game, though. Great for fan experience house. And so here we are today, starting season 3. Now, this is going to be an interesting season. I think most of you guys know that we're going to be moving our regular season to a calendar year. So in part of doing that, we have a shortened season in the fall. So beginning to end, we'll be kicking off Saturday with an opener away, our season opener home on the 29th of August, but the entire season will wrap up by the end of the year. Regular season through the end of November, and then into playoffs. So every match will count. It's going to be a fun season. The other thing I just want to make mention, especially to our media partners here, we really want you to get to know our players. They're getting ready. They'll be sitting out after, I guess, Philip and I make our remarks. But we really want you guys to get to know them, and we want Charlotte to get to know them. They are, of course, on a professional stage, but equally, they've got lives outside of soccer that we'd like you guys to showcase as part of getting to know them, and again, out in our community. And then just looking ahead, people have said, Margaret, what are you guys focused on as we move forward? We're focused on where the success started, which is a player's first mindset. And underlying that is to be fan inspired. And you'll see both of those things alive and well in 2 areas. One is the continued excellent performance on the field from Philip and his team, as well as a much improved match day experience starting this fall and going into next year. So with that, I'll hand it to Philip.
Hey guys, good to see everyone again. I just want to touch on the end of what Margaret said. I love speaking to media. I think it's so important. We love having you guys around, but the stories and the backgrounds and the impact of our players for me is 10x of anything I have to say. What they do in the community, what they do in their lives that revolve around Carolina Ascent, it is impressive, and our sponsors know that, and I want to jump on the back of what Margaret said with media. Just our players are amazing women that represent this team in this city so well. So for me, I'd love to continue that and jump on the back of Margaret. But look, as we go into season 3, really excited, and we've had a taste of success in the first 2. The plan is to continue, and we've kept a consistent group. We haven't made wholesale changes because of the shortened season. We feel like consistency is probably the best way to go, and we were very close to winning it all last year, overtime away, and I think for us to continue to invest in this group of players and to continue to move this group of players forward makes the most sense for now. So consistency going into year 3, and really looking forward to a great season. So I'll open it up to you guys and we'll go from there.
Following up on the calendar switch, it's kind of a do-si-do with what MLS is doing, going to the European calendar and stuff. Are you considering these next 14 games to just be a season unto itself, and then 2027 will be season 4?
100%, that's how we look at it. And then with that, right, like for me, this change makes a lot of sense logistically through the women's football landscape, right? Meaning, for all the leagues in North America to come in line, for all the leagues to line up in North America pre-World Cup, not just 27, but 31, which we believe is going to be in the United States. So for us, the ability to put things in alignment and really, women's sports, women's soccer has taken a massive jump, Steve, in the last decade. I think this alignment, plus the World Cup in 27, and fingers crossed domestic World Cup in 31, are going to be a jump that's recognisable. So we're happy to be a part of this realignment. It's different, but again, we get the chance to win something in December, not just in May.
And what about your scouting for players and such? I mean, because this was a team that was very reticent going forward from day one in regard to international players. We have international players, but most of them were domestic here to begin with. Are you going to be opening up any more to look for players from Europe or South America or Caribbean?
We want to sign best available, but I will say this, Steve, I am a very proud citizen of this country. I believe in American players. The reason our roster is 95% American is because I believe we have the best players in the world. We have the best development system in the world in the NCAA. And again, for us, not for us, but for me, that's so important. I believe in American players. I love this country, and I want to continue to be part of its development.
How does the length of this season compare to last season?
So essentially half as long. So you imagine half the games condensed into we call it a sprint season. And Margaret said something. I mean, I pinged a little flag in my head that look, every game we've ever played matters. These games matter. Like there's just no margin for error. We can't have a little block of bad performances. You might have one or two, but this is going to be about half condensed in half the time, and really heightened awareness of how important every touch is in the game.
Is that something you could maybe take advantage of, seeing how like the momentum from last season, 12 unbeaten, and then just going into it?
Yeah, I think with the unbeaten run plus the consistency, I think they go hand in hand, right? So we realised we were very close last year. I think to remain consistent and push this group of players through again, you hope that there's some thinking behind a sprint season with consistency and a great group of people. Hopefully it's a good formula.
Coach, you added two-time goalkeeper of the year to Okaiji in the offseason. With this shortened schedule, are you more inclined to rotate those two goalies that you have on the roster because the season's so short and you want to keep your goaltenders fresh, or how do you view who plays the majority of the time in there?
I think if I take a step back first, right? I think we've always performed very well in that department, right? From Megan McClellan's Golden Glove, from Sam Leshnick's All-League season 2 years ago, and you saw Megan and Sydney Martinez battle it out last year, and we've always been very lucky to add hope to that. Just further cements the quality we've got in that department. I wish I could give you an answer. For me, I say this tongue in cheek. I'm a very selfish coach that wants to win. So whoever gives us the best opportunity to win, we'll get the shirt. There's no denying what Hope has done over the last 2 years, and we're so lucky to have her. But again, you watch us back from last season and see how influential Sydney Martinez was. It's such a great situation.
So Phil, going into this third season, as short as it might be, the failure of Spokane, which to the benefit of the Ascent and other teams, and you picked up two excellent players from there. How do you feel about the strength of the GSL moving forward?
So I look at it like this, and this is I am very comfortable saying this. This is about ownership. This is about long-term commitment. This is about really understanding what it is that you're doing as an owner, what we're doing as a club. And I think anybody that comes into the sports business, not football, not women's sports, not men's sports, anyone comes into the sport industry without a long-term ambition, without the funds to work long terms, I think they're in trouble. So again, I look at our ownership. I believe we're the best owner in sports. I believe we have the most committed ownership in sports. I think not just Dan, but his partners in Jim and the Empower Me Fund, Martina, and the other minority investors. I think we have a really strong group behind us. So I can't speak for the rest of the league, but I can speak for the confidence I have in we will be here in Charlotte. We will not be going away. We've got a very committed ownership group. So for me, year 3, formality. I want to see what this league looks like in year 10, year 15, and I want to bring my grandchildren here when I can no longer coach. So for me, our owner talks about legacy. Our owner talks about leaving something behind when we're all done. Margaret's done, I'm done, Dan's finished. So for me, I don't look at year 3, whatever. I look at how committed are our owners in the league, and specifically the dedication and commitment and true principles of our ownership, which for me are unquestioned.
Philip, on the aspect of breaking through with fans, with the community, as you know, it's so hard. It's very competitive here. What things are giving you hope right now of progress, and what remains challenging?
Yeah, first off, I love competition, and we are in a crazy competitive market. not just, when you look at the enormity of Panthers, Hornets, FC, NASCAR, the Knights, the Checkers, women's basketball kind of popping on the radar. We have 4 professional soccer teams in our city. It's insane. So I think for us, it would be the very easy way out to rely on saying, hey, we're the only game in town and we just need to put ourselves out there. We don't just need to do that. Exactly what Margaret said is we need to now say, okay, we've done a great job of leading the league, of getting people in the stadium. Now we need to provide a great product on the field, which I hope we're going to continue to do, but not just that, off the field. And that's an area that we have to grow, learn and develop. And I'm not talking about the type of music, I'm talking about everything from our sessions to how it feels to the buzz I can get to walk in the stadium. So for me, that's part of it, and I have to give FC a lot of credit. Right? Sometimes they play great, sometimes they don't. But that first 5 minutes before kickoff and 5 minutes after, I'm like hairs on my arms, right? And they've done a great job there. So for me, I go to FC, I have a great experience. We're going to provide that in women's sports here in town, and we've got a committed group that are behind that.
I'm just going to build on what Philip said. First of all, we're going to run our own play. We can learn from others. They can learn from us. I've worked in the most competitive Coke versus Pepsi wars ever. We ran our own play. I'd say that point 1, point 2. We're going to listen to our fans, and we're going to do more of either what they like we're doing or implement more of their suggestions. But when we get it right for our fans, they'll come back and we'll continue to grow our fan base.
Margaret, following up on that topic then, I mean, for you, coming into this situation, how comfortable do you feel? How are you getting acclimated? Because I had one of the players tell me, off the record that, all this league needs is time to be considered at the same level as the NWSL. Coming in here with fresh eyes, how do you feel like this product can continue to be built, at least from a business standpoint?
Well, I'm grounded in the amazing momentum of women's sports, the people watching women's sports, and people interested in women's sports, and the valuations are crazy in women's sports. And I could say all those things about the city of Charlotte. One of the best places for young people to work. The economy's doing great. We can't keep up with the number of people, companies moving their corporate office here or expanding their offices. So strategically, and just by looking at the facts and data, boy, if you're not optimistic, I don't know what you're thinking about. So having said that, that's foundationally we're in a great place. Now, making sure we've got Phil's going to get it done. He's demonstrated, not just here, but other places, been right product on the field, a winning team, and listening to our fans. And by the way, if there's something we need in terms of tool support resources, we've got ownership that will support that. So I'm not awake at night worried like that. I'm awake at night thinking I've got more work to get at tomorrow, and we're working hard and having fun doing it.
So on the field, just watching this work with the training that I did, a few others were talking about it, just the chemistry that these women have together. Talk about how much of that goes towards the success you guys have been having the last few years.
Yeah. So listen, every coach is going to stand up here and sit here and talk about culture and this and that. I think to some degree we've been very lucky. We do a lot of background, we do a lot of digging on the players before we bring them in and sign them. I think to some, I wish I had a formula to say I put this group together exactly like this. Sign a player and on your background, sometimes you don't know. We've got such a good group of people. They spend an enormous amount of time together off the pitch, and they all live within about a quarter-mile radius of each other. They just get along, and what that does is not just happy and high vibe and let's go out to dinner. They're honest with each other and they'll hold each other accountable. And I say it to our locker room all the time. I'm like, listen, when the locker room speaks, when the locker room has accountability, when they want it bad enough, it's 10x what I can say, it's 10x what I can give them. It's a powerful thing. I think not just in a locker room, but I think in women's sports too. Camaraderie, togetherness, the collaborative nature. It's no more or less competitive than men's sport. It's different, and it bonds and it grows, and it's a superpower. And I think it's a superpower of our people.
And it's intense. second sentence he ever said to me was, "And we operate with professionalism, kindness, and respect." And I was the same way. I mentioned here, I was like, "Oh, well, let's see." And believe me, I did see. I traveled with the team on a number of occasions. I was watching. I was in the back of the room, and it is definitely intentional, and it's making an impact on what's getting done on the field for sure.
Phil, right now the roster's 22 people on the website, 20 from last year, and the 2 picked up from Spokane. I mean, that's thin compared to what you've had in the past. I'm not sure if you have any academy players still on the roster at this point. What are your plans, for this sprint season as far as, bolstering the squad and putting the developmental, because obviously, Spitzer came up through the academy thing, B came up through that, and now she's over to represent England. So it's been successful in that point. How is that going to grow?
So I think it's like 2 questions. The first question is...
That's a lot of questions.
So the first question is, we play on a Saturday cadence, right? We're not yet playing Saturday, Wednesday. So for us, we look at carrying 26 was a little bit aggressive in year 1. Great for Monday through Friday, but not necessarily serving a purpose on the weekend. So for us to dial it in a little bit and make the situation much more competitive internally, there's a benefit to that. So for us, we look at just the conditions that we're playing in, which is essentially 1 game a week, not playing on Saturday. So for us to come from 26 to that 22, 23 mark makes sense. From an ownership standpoint, again, I can only give our ownership credit when we needed to bring a player in, when there's something that we're looking at that we're not necessarily thrilled with, when there's an area we need to enhance. Ownership have made that possible, and I think we'll always leave that door open. We'll always play that card when we need to. And in terms of academy players, we're going through that process right now. We have 3 players that we're very close to signing. All 3 players are local high potential products. All 3 players we've been tracking for probably close to 2 years in terms of bringing them into our environment, going into their environment. So for us to strengthen those local ties, no different to B. And for those that don't know, B will be away playing for England again this week, playing for England B20s, vying for a spot at the World Cup. So for us, that's been massively successful in our market. Even an academy player we didn't sign, Jenna Butler, NCAA champion. So we've done a good job, and we're going to continue to do that with local high potential players.
Will you be competing with NWSL now with this same season for talent?
We already are.
Will there be a chance for interleague play and to create rivalries and more than friendly?
So again, multiple questions in one. So I think in any business model, any startup, anything, right, it has to grow strategically, it has to grow organically. Listen, there's nothing to stop our owner from going out and paying $5 million in salary to a player. But what it probably does is it upsets the business model, it upsets the league, it upsets the kind of growth that we're going into. So for us to stay at the forefront of that, to stay competitive in the type of players that we're looking for, I think we already compete. Are we going to go and sign a $10 million player? No, not yet. I think that has to come with continued growth of the league. The other piece is interleague play. That's one of the reasons for aligning to leagues. Okay, so at some point in the future, probably within the next 12 months, we'll see a cup competition, a version of Open Cup, which will allow some interleague play. The restoration of the CONCACAF Champions League will come back, and then again, success in the game of Super League will now offer entry points into that, not just to play against the USL teams, but to go and play Tigres, Club America, some of the Caribbean teams, El Salvador, whatever it may be. So you won't just see interleague play, you'll see intercontinent play in terms of Champions League. And then, look, for me, there's no point in doing it if you don't forecast and dream the future to win the Champions League. You get to go and beat Chelsea, you get to go and beat Barcelona and Real Madrid, and that's going to be the goal. I believe currently, Steve, that we're a top 50 club in the world. That's a big statement. When you go through the leagues and you look at what our ownership invests, what our roster costs and different things, you stack it up against the best leagues in the world. Are we NWSL's salaries yet? No, but we're on a par with almost everybody else. So the top 50 club in the world, let's break the top 30 next, let's break the top 20 after that, and then let's compete at the sharp end. That might take 10 years, committed to that and our ownership.
Coach, so we talked about the sprint season, half as many games, likely twice as important for each match. What are you talking to the players about in terms of the intensity that they need to present and the intensity they're going to receive as a team that has been so successful the last 2 seasons?
So there's nothing majorly different in the messaging. I think it's like everybody knows it, everybody sees it. Part of the consistency is it's both ways, right? I know my players, but they also know me. They know the way I operate, they know the way we operate, they know what it takes to get in a lineup, to stay in a lineup, and to get an opportunity when you want them. So I think the consistency is the messaging. Again, we prepare for every game like it's the last game, we prepare for every game like it's the World Cup final. Just because there's half the amount of games and half the amount of time, nothing should change. And I think that's testimony to good process, to good organisation, and to having a good solid foundation. So nothing will change internally. I think everyone understands that. But I also think they're not guessing with a new coach, they're not guessing with new players. They understand what's going to happen, they understand how it works, and most importantly, they understand how they work.
So, looking once again, half as many games, getting a win instead of a draw is going to be even more vital in the sprint season. Do you have a motivation to play with a little bit more risk to get that win instead of settling for a draw?
Yes. I think if you ask me in the 67th minute, if we've been getting it handed to us for 67 minutes, then I might change my answer and be pragmatic. But yeah, I think we have to be a little bit more on the front foot. Some things we've done in pre-season, while we were very successful from the points per game and win standpoint, we also have to be a little bit more front-footed, a little bit more cutthroat, a little bit more ruthless at times. So that'll bleed in, whether it was a long season or short season, I think we'll focus on those.
Are there any promises you want to make to the fans this season?
Yeah, there are. I think consistency is a word I've used in this. I think you're consistently going to come into this beautiful stadium and this beautiful city and see a team that's going to compete and be successful. You're going to see a team that, win, lose or draw, will go and love on our fans and be connected to our fans. And there's no other major league team in Charlotte surrounding where you're going to go and give the star player a high five and take a selfie with them. It's a fact. And I think for us, to not necessarily want to emulate or copy, but to continue to differentiate and say, look, this is a phenomenal team in a great league. It's a fantastic night in a great stadium in a great city, and it offers something that other teams don't. So for me, that is a promise, and that's something you can take to the bank. In terms of wins and losses, all I can say is that we will always be competitive, and so far so good.
Last one. Any individual stories that you want to single out for from the players to the Charlotte community?
The biggest one is, for me, is B. Hilton, and I can feel the goosebumps. The line in soccer, right? B. Hilton is one of our, from the city, born and raised, didn't necessarily have a high upward trajectory as a youth player, kind of up and down, stop and start, and because of what this club has done in the community, we give it potential, not high potential, but potential, a chance, and she thrives, and she hits the ground running, she takes to a duckling, water like a duck, whatever the expression is. And this kid has just gone boom, 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 and gone through it. And I can't say it. I can feel as well. I can't say how. If this was it for me, if this was my last day, people say, how do you look back at this? I'd say we were successful. We did some good things. The story of B. Hilton is, for me, one of the most important stories to come out of us. And I think for us to have a local player that's achieved great things, and she will go on to bigger, greater things in the next 3-4 years. I know it. For me, that's a story that's I'm going to tell forever.
You have a lot of local players. Talk about the connections to the community and also the growing fan base and how it makes you feel when you see the fans in the streets and driving by so you can tell them how it's bringing.
So I told the story last year, right after the semi-final, the lowest I've ever felt, and stop at the crosswalk and the two kids with the jerseys and the dog with the bandana walk across. I have another story. So at the start of last spring, we lost 3 straight, uncharacteristic for us. And when you lose games as a coach, you look at everything. I look at what I eat for breakfast, I look at what shoes I wear, you name it. And I remember leaving, I left somewhere, and I was frustrated and angry about it, and the car, either side of my car in the parking lot, both had Ascent magnets on. And it's those little things where you're like, right, that gets me back. But then when you step back, you go, wow, that's too much of a coincidence, right? It's growing, the community feels it, you see the magnets, the shirts, and get that little feel. I did a session last week with the 1-7 ministry, right? When I did a session with their girls program, and they are talking about, hey, remember this game, I was at this game, and you guys did this. For me, it's those little moments that give me the biggest kick and the biggest, it's a little buzz, right? You step back and go, I actually believe this is going to go where it needs to go. And I'm going to piggyback off of Margaret a little bit, is we're in a city that supports major league sports. We're in a city that is relatively affluent and you know, it's not a struggle for most people to go to games. We're in a city where there's Fortune 500 companies headquartered. Like, the future of what we're doing is going to be there as long as we continue to listen to our fans and serve our community and put a product on the field. All these little nice moments that give me a little job are going to become more and more common. Guys, thank you very much. I'm glad Margaret could be here. I call Margaret our quarterback. We needed a quarterback for a long time, and she comes in and throws touchdown passes left and right. And when she's in a bad mood, she runs for a first down, and you better get out of her way. So, couldn't be happy to have Margaret. She's going to be a great resource for us. I know she is. And thank you guys for coming.
All right, so as the day was progressing, I managed to hop in with Dan D'Amico, the owner of the Charlotte Independence and Carolina Ascent, and I kind of hopped in mid-interview with another reporter, and so we're going to kind of take it from there, but Dan had a really interesting tidbit here about the future of the USL in cup competitions. He's really looking forward to international play and interleague matchups where you could see Carolina Ascent versus a team like the NC Courage. I know that's a big question from our friends in our community is, can we get a North Carolina derby going between the women's teams? So listen up. Dan has a response on that and a lot of good insight in terms of the position of Carolina Ascent and any of the pro soccer teams in Charlotte, how they're not competing with just the other three professional soccer teams, but also with the entertainment landscape in Charlotte as a whole.
Are you still roughly 3 to 5 million range
In what?
in deficit?
Yeah, it's probably the right ballpark. Everything gets more expensive every year, right?
Yes.
You know, so I mean, inflation and what have
Yeah.
you. But there's
Okay.
other things that we are doing to reduce that. And Margaret and the team are really. I'm looking forward to seeing how we handle the revenue stream this year compared to past years. You know, we're off to a good start, and it's tapered off. It tapered off for all sports,
Sure.
pretty much, including throughout the league. We still had one of the highest attendances in the league. Okay, but we all got to get better at that. That's
Yeah.
not good enough. And so I'm excited about what Margaret's doing right now. And so I expect to see some big changes on the revenue side, which will help with that, obviously.
Last thing, and then you can ask a few questions. On the corporate side, what do you think the support and acceptance level has been so far? Because as you say, it's a new thing.
In Charlotte,
Yeah.
you know, we've got some really good sponsors, but I've been disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're the only women's professional sports team in Charlotte. You know, the Crown is kind of like a semi-pro team, okay? And I would have thought that we would have seen a lot more support from the community for women's sports. The
Especially
only
when
one
it's
in town.
growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're working on that.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, Charlotte is a great place, but it's also a very competitive place.
Yeah.
All right. You think about all of the entertainment venues in Charlotte. We've got to break into that. Okay. Not the least of which is, you know, in the sports area, but it also extends outside the sports area. Every concert, you know, you name it. So you know, so it takes time to do that, and people have got commitments, and there's a lot of demands on sponsors in this community.
Yeah.
They all have people coming at them, right? I mean, right now you've got the World Military Games right out there trying to drum up sponsorships, okay? We've been blessed to have a couple of core sponsors that have helped us, Nucor being one of them, okay? And they are continuing their support. Hopefully we'll see that grow. And Sunbelt was a big contributor this year. And we brought on some new healthcare sponsors and so on, and we've got a couple of very good ones in the pipeline that Margaret's working on, Tom and Tim.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. He's back.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good.
He's principally the Independents. He's the president of the Independents, but he's also helps us with sponsorships. So anyway, it's a labor of love. That's the best way I can sum it up to you.
Very good. Well, I'll let this gentleman ask you a few
Eric,
questions.
thank you for being here.
It's great to see you as always, sir.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Look
it.
forward to seeing you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan. So we know you're not just the owner, you're also the number one fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you most excited about coming into the season?
Listen, we've got a really good team. You know, we've had a lot of success the first 2 years. You know, there's a few things that if it broke our way, we'd have probably had, you know, at least a shield and a championship the first year.
Yep.
And we got into the championship game this year, and we just fell a little short. We had the lead, and then they snuck a win in on us, and then we got into the extra time. And you know, I've seen that story before with the Independents getting into extra time in the championship game, and losing it on a penalty kick that goes over the top. You know, but that's the nature of the game, okay? But the competitiveness, we had a great run last year with the women's team. We're on a great run this year with the men's team. Listen, I go to 4 practices a week. Okay, this literally is a labor of love in my retirement. I can't think of anything else other than my grandchildren and my family to spend time doing, and the satisfaction I get from getting to know these young men and women. Okay, and the Ascent ladies, players, they're not only really talented and committed and work so darn hard, which I appreciate that, and they're just really good people.
Yeah.
Very supportive, get along well. I have a great relationship with them, supportive. You know, it's just a lot of fun. You know, it's not fun to be in 100-degree heat 4 days a week, but being around them, it provides me with the energy to keep going. I mean, I'm 76, and I feel like I'm 50.
That's great. Well, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. You
Yeah.
talked about some of the challenges breaking into the Charlotte entertainment landscape.
Oh yeah, it's a tough one.
Where do you see the most opportunity to continue to develop your presence here?
I think we have to do some things that create a repeat fan. I think in the first couple of years we learned that we could have done some things better, and the county and us have come together in a very positive, strong way at the current time. And people didn't know what they didn't know when we got into we built Memorial Stadium because we thought we were going to be the only game in town, right? And then that changed, you know, and it put a lot of stress and strain on the county. They spent a lot of money. They made a beautiful facility, but we need to make some improvements. We need to make improvements up and down the line from an infrastructure standpoint. At some point, it'd be nice to see some kind of covering for part of the stadium, okay, so fans can get out of the sun, and get out of the rain, and not have to go back to the parking garage where they think, okay, I'm here, I might as well go home.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And that's not just a criticism here. That's every venue. Bank of America Stadium,
Same
the
thing.
Matthews Sportsplex.
And we're working on that. We got a really good parking plan coming into this year that we're putting in place. That's going to help. And you know, it's judging the size of the crowd. It's tough on the concessions, how much food to have, what have you. Sometimes it's out of balance, and you know. But we're getting better with the communications between the county, ourselves, and our vendors. And I think this year is the true test of the improvements we made, and we'll see how it goes. But very encouraging, very encouraging.
Great. And
but it's a tough market.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got all kinds of entertainment, and that's it. Your competition is the entertainment side of things, not just soccer, not just sports. Okay, it's everything. And then you got to deal with the traffic issues. You know, 20 years ago, coming up to Charlotte was a lot different than coming up here today.
Yeah.
You know, and so people, you know, it's a lot. Do I want to bring my kids up to Charlotte, uptown, and go through that traffic, get stuck in traffic and parking issue? You know, it's one of those things you've got to overcome, and just got to keep providing a good product and a good entertainment value. And that's where I think Margaret is really going to hit a home run for us this year, being our president. She's really tuned into this, and she's got quite a successful career behind her, and she loves. Our culture mindsets are identical, you know, and the players love her, all right, and she's doing a great job for us. And she and I have known each other for a couple of years. So.
Excellent. So I wanted to ask you about the calendar,
Yeah.
because MLS is looking to move to the international calendar.
Yeah.
You already have a little bit of experience
Europe's
with
not
it.
coming this way.
No. But you already have some experience with it with the USL Super League
Yeah.
starting up. How do you feel the differences between like the
This is a
independents
deliberate move on the part of the women's team in our league to do this, because last year, as an example, we played a game January 31st, and 3 games in February and 1 in early March.
Right.
All right. The weather was terrible. I mean, you've got 3-4 games. You know, you only have 14 home games, and then the playoffs. You know, so there's a big knock, a big hit to revenue and everything else playing that time of the year. Now, yeah, the summer's hot, but it's always hot around here. People are used to the heat. All right. They don't like coming out in the rain, and they don't like coming out in the cold. All right. And I understand that. So that was one of the reasons why we changed. Okay. There are other reasons, which you really need to talk to the league about. But there are things that we will be able to do on this new schedule that'll make women's soccer more inclusive. Okay, between leagues.
Okay.
All right. And I don't think this is a secret, but there will be a Cup Series one of these days in the women's side of things, okay? And it may involve Mexico and NWSL and the USL Super League, Cambridge Super League, maybe the Canadians. You know, there's things done. This puts us in sync, okay? But the main reason was like, hey, this is not working out. We thought it'd be to be on a European schedule would give us a unique thing, but if we're not having people show up to 4 of our 14 games because of the weather,
it's massive.
You know, the weather's always an issue, right?
Right.
But it's worse that time of year. You're asking for trouble, okay? And so I think it's a good thing for the league. I think it'll be good for our revenue stream and that of all the other teams. And it's got a multiplying effect that intended consequences. There's always unintended consequences. There are intended consequences that go beyond the weather issue and that time of the year. So there's a lot of opportunity to grow the revenue stream because we're changing the schedule. I can't go into it any more than that.
Okay, I gotcha. Last question here. This is from the fans, the Base Camp supporters group.
Yeah.
They want to know, is there any way that you are aware of that we could potentially get a Carolina's Cup, whether it's an exhibition game, a one-off, a way to play the NC
on the women's side?
On the women's side.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, the USL, all right, participates in 2 cups.
Okay.
All right? There's the big one that involves other leagues.
Yep.
And then there's the internal one, which we're playing in now. Wednesday night, we got a game against Hartford.
Yep.
Knock on wood, we played 3 championship teams in the cup games this year and won all 3, okay?
Yep.
So hopefully we get a 4th one, but you know, it's going to be exciting. Hartford's a good team, and but our players are good, and we're getting healthy, which at the right time, okay? So on the women's side, I mean, I just mentioned that, okay?
Yeah,
there will be at some point, but it takes a couple of years. We got to get established, and then we have something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
All right. And so I would expect in a couple of years you will see that.
Excellent, Dan. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. So a lot of good stuff there from Dan. I hope you guys can, take that as, first of all, one of the most caring owners that I've met in sports. This is his passion, is soccer, the women's soccer team, the men's soccer team, the youth development organizations under the Independence and Ascent umbrellas. They have the USLW team, semi-pro women's soccer, the Charlotte Independence 2. Dan is a guy who really cares about the game and cares about the sport. He wants to develop talent here, American talent. There's Puerto Rican national players, England national players on the Ascent, but his focus is right here in the Charlotte community and building just such a great organization. Can't say enough good things about his mentality and his approach to ownership, the investment that he's making. So I really hope the community and the fans show up, and, happy to have other questions. If you have other questions for Dan, just let me know. We'll ask. Next up, Riley Mattingly Parker. She is a tremendous person, one of my favorite players, one of my favorite people on the Ascent. I am really hoping, you might hear in this interview, I'm really hoping we might get a D&D night together with some of the Ascent ladies and publish that as its own standalone episode on YouTube. So make sure you follow us at QCS Pod on YouTube, wherever you get your social media content. Riley was extended. She's a forward. She was extended for a new contract. So that was announced over the summer. And she's an Alabama alum, which I love. Book reader, total nerd, just a really good person. The Ascent team is full of just tremendous players. So without further delay, take it away, Riley.
Did we talk last time too when we got in on book club?
Yep. So the Will of the Many.
Yes.
I did actually finish reading it.
Okay.
I started it. I ended up, once I got past the kind of beginning of it, I did really enjoy it. Read the second one too.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's good. I enjoyed it. I'd say like 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I
Solid.
really liked it. I loved the first one, and I really liked the second one, but I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one, I think. I don't know. They were both really good.
It was a completely different format.
Yes.
Because of the split.
The 3 worlds, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would say I just kind of got into reading a little bit, and so I really love the epic fantasy, like the adventure storyline. So I really enjoyed it because of that. But
What else have you been reading lately?
so I'm reading Lonesome Dove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big
So,
Western.
Big Western.
One
yeah.
of the best.
Have you read it?
I have not. I've been hearing a lot about it the last year or two. It's been on social media a lot.
Interesting.
It's definitely making a comeback.
Yeah. So my dad showed me the movie or miniseries Lonesome Dove, and it's like that and Gladiator are my 2 favorite movies.
Gladiator.
And so I was like, I need you to read the book, and finally bought it and got around to it, and it's so good. I mean, obviously it's just a completely different style of writing, but it's just so good. I love it. I mean, I know some people aren't into the westerns and stuff.
And you're from Texas.
I'm from Texas.
So,
yeah, we have some cows, so I definitely am the stereotype of it.
That's great.
But yeah, it's so good. I'm probably a little over a third of the way through, but yeah, it's really good. I've been reading that, and then our book club, we just read Broken Country.
Okay.
Well, not my favorite.
What's the?
It's like drama.
Okay.
It's not my. I didn't vote for it, but it was fine. It wasn't that it was not well written or anything. That's just not my favorite kind of story. It's just kind of drama, a bit telenovela, and then the baby was actually his, and it's all right.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Kind of soap opera-y.
Yeah, very soap opera-ish. But yeah, so
that's when I read Gone Girl, because it was trendy.
Oh yeah.
And I read it. I'm oh, there's an audience for this.
I could have done without this. Yeah.
I did in my head though. I was the husband is definitely Ben Affleck, and then they made the movie and it was Ben Affleck, and I was perfect.
Perfect casting.
You nailed that casting.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen The Odyssey?
Yeah.
Okay, how was it? I haven't seen it.
So you know how Gladiator is a perfect movie,
it's
structure-wise?
Structure, cinematography, every line, every scene. I think that's why I love it so much. Not only, it does such a good job of weaving relationships through action, because I'm more I want the action and adventure, but obviously there's the relational aspect that if you miss the mark on that, then it's just what are we doing here,
Yep.
But yeah, I just love Gladiator. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, that's how the Odyssey is.
Okay, interesting.
It's a long movie, but it doesn't feel long because it keeps it moving. The plot is tight, even though it's a long movie, and it keeps flowing. The characters have development, they have growth. You get to see the flaws, which is really cool, because they present Odysseus as the perfect leader, the perfect man, and he's failing constantly, but it's that's just part of the human experience.
Right. Yeah.
So it's really good. And then it also kind of talks about where we are as a society, the same way Oppenheimer did, where it's here's a big problem, and what does this mean for society? It kind of has some of that. So
yeah, Christopher Nolan is such a good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy. I've yet to see a movie of his that I didn't like.
Tenet. Did you like Tenet?
I haven't seen that.
Okay,
I'll watch though.
It came out during COVID, so it was kind of weird.
I have a list in my phone. I have my notes app is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Everyone's don't look at my web browser history. Don't look at my. I'm not saying don't look at my notes, but my notes app is a site. is a sight to behold.
I bet.
But I have a list of movies that I need to watch that
Yeah.
people, so I'm gonna add that.
It's very divisive.
Okay.
I'm on one side.
Okay.
It's not my kind of movie, but it's Christopher
Oh,
Nolan.
you don't like it?
It wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay.
But like some people love it.
Okay.
So
What's it about?
there's no way I could
Okay,
possibly
okay,
tell you
okay,
that.
don't tell
It's-
me.
No, like it's a Christopher Nolan. Like I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I have no
I
idea.
watched
what
it.
it's
I
about.
have no idea what it's
Not
about.
even. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. What, are
I'd
you
be-
reading anything?
Yeah, so right now I'm reading the Powder Mage trilogy. It's like a cool mix of like fantasy, a little bit detective. There's a coup and potential war between different countries.
Okay.
But like ancient gods might be returning to destroy the world.
All right, I gotta write
Like,
this one down.
It's pretty
Is
wild.
it good?
It's good. I read the
Like,
first book. I'm on the
should I
second.
read it?
You might enjoy it if you
Okay.
like muskets and magic.
Yeah.
It's kind of that kind of vibe.
All right. I'll have to-
But the best book I've ever read, probably my favorite #1 book, is called Lost Gods,
Lost Gods.
and it's just a single standalone book, and it will make you feel every emotion throughout the story, laugh, cry, like it's just an experience. It's
okay.
like a roller coaster.
Lost Gods.
Lost Gods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Southern Gothic mythology, like kind of.
okay.
It's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this season, let's talk soccer.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So
I forgot we were even.
yeah,
Sorry.
I love nerding out.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. I would love actually, if you have any other players interested, doing like a D&D one shot where you guys
Oh, yeah.
make characters and do a little adventure. Like
That would
2
be
hours.
awesome. Yes.
I think that could be some good content.
Oh, we can definitely find some people for that. I gotta
That'd
go.
be
I'll
sick.
find you back on Instagram and I'll follow you
Yeah.
back, and then we'll coordinate.
I almost brought like a bag of dice and some character sheets
No.
just to have you guys like draw up a character sheet real quick. This is not the right format for that.
And Riley, I told Kelly you have been to 85% of the coffee shops in Charlotte.
Yes. Yes. Very excited.
Yeah, but let's talk soccer while
Okay.
we can, since we have a crowd now.
I know. Sorry.
No problem. So this is a sprint season.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be nonstop for the rest of the year. What are you thinking and feeling coming into this, I would assume, unique experience? It's not something many players get to experience.
Yeah. In one way, it is unique, but I think we can always draw back on our past experiences. And like to me, this feels, and maybe this is a horrible connection to draw it to, but to me it feels a little bit like a college season a little bit, which I love. Like I loved my time at Alabama and all that stuff. So it kind of feels like in a way just like a regular college season. Obviously you don't have like the back-to-back 2 games in 1 weekend, which is thank God on our bodies. But I think that's what just the connection I have to draw it back to. So like while it is different and unique in this way for the Super League, I think it is similar in what a lot of us have done. So I don't think it'll feel like something that's like too out of the ordinary. It's still gonna just be our classic, like 1 game a week. But we're just so pumped to get started, and I can't believe that opening weekend is now.
Is it easier to kind of wrap your head around the short season? Because, you don't have to, like you're not have so many games, like, oh, we have so many to play. It's just kind of like give it all you got right now because this is going to be over soon.
Yeah, to Luke's point, the biggest difference is like, I think we have to remind ourselves that this is a sprint season. And so this whole preseason, we're used to just like really having kind of a slower ramp up. And we have like, the first few games of a normal season to kind of really build into, and then you have the whole spring that you get to you can make up points where you may have thought you dropped some in the fall, which happened to us quite a bit last year, unfortunately. Not that we had like a bad start performance-wise, but points-wise we weren't where we wanted to be, and so we had the chance to make that up in the spring. And now it's kind of interesting to think about now, like we're not going to have that opportunity. Every point matters, every game matters, and the final will be here before we know it. So it's just taking it game by game, which is what we want to do, whether it's a sprint season or a longer season. But just really being in the moment that this is a shorter season and taking it for what that is.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be able to build on how you guys finished last season with had so much momentum?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just love this team so much. So like just a second to brag on all the girls and everything. And we didn't lose a lot of players, which it's always sad seeing your friends leave, but it makes it a little bit easier when it's not as many leaving, because you don't have to relearn, everybody and everything. And last preseason we had quite a bit of turnover, which is fine, but it just took a little bit longer. And we had the luxury of that longer season to get to know everybody and then hit that 10, 11, 12 game stretch in the spring. Now we haven't really lost many players. We've added 2 great additions to the team. So I think I feel like we're just hitting the ground running. I don't really feel like we're having to relearn everybody again.
Pick up right where you left off.
Pick up right where we left off, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what's this obsession with coffee shops out here?
I have a problem. I have a problem, and I spend way too much money on it, but it's just so good, and I just love it. I just love going to the different places and like seeing the different vibes of the coffee shops, and kind of getting to taste like the different kind of espresso. But I don't know. It also I started drinking coffee when I was in high school. I had this really hard AP physics teacher, and I didn't even really drink it that much, but and I love him. His name's Mr. Khan, so not that he'll ever see this, but shout out Mr. Khan, I love him. But he was so hard, he challenged me so much, and there were some days that I would just be like I would wake up, and my dad would come wake me up, and he'd be like, you gotta get up and go to school, and I'm like, I don't know if I can mentally do it today. And he would bring me a cup of coffee though, and so I started kind of drinking it with my dad, and then we would drink it before bed, and somehow it didn't affect me. Now it does, but I guess just the 16-year-old body's.
You might have ADHD.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, that's probably true.
So,
but anyway.
What's your drink? Like when you
my drink?
Yeah, tell me about your coffee addiction.
Okay, my coffee addiction. So that's how it started. And then it just started with like probably a lot of creamer and a lot of like a little bit of coffee. But now I like to measure the coffee shops how their vanilla latte with whole milk is. I think that's just a really good standard to measure them against. But I'm also just a sucker for like if they have a like a seasonal drink, I'm all over a seasonal drink. So but yeah, I just do
it. It's pumpkin spice season.
I know, can't wait.
And you keep a list or what?
I keep a list. Do you want to see it? Yeah. I gotta show you. Okay, I keep a list. When I first moved here, my mom bought me, there's like a little booklet called like Coffee Passport, and it gives you like so many coffee in Charlotte, and it's like, here's what you should order, here's where it is, here's like all this stuff. And so I filled that out for a long time, and there was only a few that I am missing. But then I started my notes app. So it's quite extensive. It needs some updating.
Okay.
But anyway, I have made it my mission to really try and get out there in the Charlotte coffee scene and try all the places. So
how many have you been to?
I need to count. There are so many, and there are so many that are popping up every day. I would say safe number, I've probably been to 70%, 75 on the safe side, but I really think that I've probably been more than that.
75
percent of probably the coffee shops in the Charlotte area. Yeah. So I've been to quite a bit.
What's your go-to like pastry or breakfast food at these coffee shops?
So probably, I'm more of a savory gal. I do love a pastry, but I'm more of a savory gal. So if somebody has like a breakfast burrito, I'm all over that.
So there we go. That was a lot of fun with Riley. I think I used up most of my media time just chatting about nerd stuff, and for that I apologize to nobody. Next up, we have Jenna Butler and Mackenzie George. These are two of the starters for the Ascent, coming off a very successful season. You're going to hear, Jenna talking about being a defender, and Mackenzie talking about being a striker, and her goals of taking more shots, feeling more, open with the ball, and being willing to put the ball on net more often rather than looking for an outlet pass. It's not all about numbers, but when you're a striker, it's a results-oriented business. So it's a pretty good conversation. So let's get into it.
Right. Don't have to pass it every time. Been doing stuff, and like in the off season, I did stuff. And I plan on doing more stuff, but sometimes it's just about like also managing load or whatnot, and also just working more on like shifting the mindset when it comes to being in front of the goal and like caring more about being in front of the goal. Before I was just like happy to like get a cross off or like set somebody else up, but it's kind of more just like shifting that a little bit and thinking about it, taking a shot. And like, I mean, my dad sat me down last year and he was like, you have like 7 shots in 20 games as a 9 that plays about 90 minutes. That's ridiculous. And I was like, oh, you're right. So it's more about like, yeah, changing that a little bit and like taking chances and stuff. So
Is your dad a soccer guy?
big soccer guy, big soccer family. Yeah.
Did he play?
He was very real with me. He did, and all his brothers and my uncles played in college and then professionally and stuff. So
Really?
he was apparently not the best in the family, but he's
Where did your
very
uncles
smart.
play?
UCLA.
Oh. Nice community
I don't
college.
even know the other. They won some national championships, and then they played at like Chicago Fire or something like that. I was young when I went to their games,
Okay,
so I don't really remember.
Are you recruiting, like, through, sharing the Ascent experience with other players as far as, like, this is a place you need to look at?
I haven't done much recruiting. I think when, like, if anybody's out of contract and they ask, I'm more than happy to tell them how great it is here, and like reasons why I chose here and wanted to stay. I know there's other players that have a lot more connections for girls that will reach out to them, and they've gotten in touch with Pooley through that way or whatever, just trying to kind of recruit or be like, hey, if you are looking to come to the Super League, this is a great place. I mean, we've got so much support, we've got so many resources, we've got people who really care about us succeeding and helping us whatever way they can. And so because it's so special, like, we don't really have to do much. It kind of sells itself, so, yeah.
So, have a jersey number?
Nobody should.
Absolutely.
Number 1 in everyone's heart.
Actually, 9 and K9.
Oh, brilliant.
That's what I did.
Brilliant. Say hello. Oh, Steezy, because he's very excited.
What's your dog's name?
Rocky.
Rocky.
Mr. Rocky boy.
Is Rocky the team mascot?
Yes, he thinks he is at least.
Yeah.
Apparently Sassy came in and she was like the team mascot, but everyone's like, no, this is the real one.
Does he like the mascot?
The mascot,
The
like
mascot,
Sassy? No,
yeah.
he has never met her, and he
Okay.
should never because he
It
would
would be
freak
terrifying.
out. Yeah, he
he
knows
meant Leo
there's
the
something
lion.
off. Yeah, he meant the food lion mascot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Actually hilarious.
Jenna Butler and Mackenzie George, tell me about the sprint season coming up. How are you feeling going into a shortened season? Not very many players get to experience something like this, and it has to be a different mentality.
Do you want to answer? I can answer.
Sure, go for it.
I feel like we all feel really good. I think, coming up short in the championship, it's kind of nice to get back to it and have a championship in 6 months instead of 12, give or take a couple months. But yeah, I think we feel really good. And I think, like, in the past, having breaks hasn't always went the best for us. So to be able to kind of hit the ground running and go straight through the season and have it end quicker, I think we're all really excited for that.
I zoned out. I was like, she's got this. I don't really know what she said because I did zone out. However, the thing that I've been saying is, yeah, I know you said about the champ, like how we lost. Now we have a chip on our shoulder. We have a chance to actually win it still in this year. That's exciting. And also, I think it's encouraging because last year we kind of started off slow in the fall, and now all we have is the fall to play. And we're not starting off like that. Like, we have basically the same team as last year and then some new additions that will be very helpful for us. And we just are a step forward, We're just basically picking up where we left off in the spring, and we had a lot of success in the spring. So I think we're gonna start off flying first game on and hopefully just win everything. So yeah, we're excited.
Win everything. So I'm not the best math person, but 3 points seems like a lot more than 1 point.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you're going to be going for the win and not settling for a draw, as much as in a longer season you may want to save some of that energy?
Yeah, no, we need to want to win every game.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even remember a time, like even in the games that we were not the best team that day, we always wanted the win. We always go for the win, and we're not satisfied when we don't get it, to be honest.
Yeah, he likes to say there's multiple ways to win a game. Doesn't have to be pretty. We don't have to we're not going to be the better team every single time, but gritting it out and finding a way and staying encouraged throughout the entire game helped us win a lot of games last year, because we were not the best team in a lot of games last year, and we would come out with the win. And it was also a mindset and a togetherness. So yeah, just doing whatever we have to do to get it done.
Coming off of the championship game, I would think other teams are going to give you their best shot every time out. What is the mentality that you're thinking about, knowing that every team is going to see you coming and have that date circled on the calendar?
It's exciting. It's a level of professionalism. I'm the type of player that I like being the underdog and stuff, but also when teams want so badly to beat you, and it just feels good to go stomp on them, and crush that almost. So I'm excited for that. I love that, and I love playing good teams. I love playing the best teams at their best and stuff. So to me that just sounds better than getting half of what a team has to offer or whatnot. So that's exciting.
Being the underdog was fun at times, because when you beat a team that expected to win, it's such a good feeling. But I think now being the team that people are circling on their calendars, or they have a certain level of respect for, I almost enjoy it more, and it kind of puts pressure on you to kind of withhold that, or uphold.
Uphold. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Keep
now
that.
I'm confused though.
Yeah. But basically, to maintain that level of respect from other teams is really important.
Okay, what's been going on in the off season? Tell me about personal life, any storylines, anything exciting over the last few months?
Exciting? Oh man, I ran a lot in the off season. Ran a lot. I have a farm at home. I spent a lot of time on the farm with a bunch of animals.
Where's the farm?
California.
Oh wow.
Northern California, yeah.
Okay.
We've got 10 acres. It's a fun farm.
Wow.
So
what kind, livestock or?
We got some cows. We got some horses. We got some donkeys. We got a lot of dogs. We got some cats, chickens. Whatever we feel like. At any given point. So I didn't do much, really. I just stayed at home, ran, came back, excited for season.
Yeah, I don't think the off season was too exciting, and that's exactly how we wanted it, because we were kind of disappointed with the end of season, and I think we knew we'd come in and hit the ground running. So it was a good time to really get some relaxation in before we came back.
Yeah, nothing too exciting.
Yeah.
Did you guys participate in book club?
Yes.
No. I was a part of the book club last year, and I just if somebody doesn't hand me, I'll read the book in 2 days if somebody gives it to me.
Yeah.
If somebody gives it to me, I'm not ordering it. I just wouldn't do it, and then I would just show up to book club and be like, "Nice guys, cool."
They're we know who didn't read the book.
Yeah, and they just explain it to me and be like, "Okay, that sounds good. I hate that character too." So yeah, I was maybe I should just step back from book club for a little bit, and if I still want to go, I won't be bombarded with text messages. I'll just show up when they're having book club, and I'll just sit in the back and drink a coffee. So yeah, no, book club is not happening for me.
Very passionate about anti-book club.
Yeah. It's New Year's resolution. You're I'm gonna read 10 books this year, dude. I'm over it. I don't care about the books anymore.
No, I am in book club, and I enjoy it.
I read one book in book club last year, and I loved it. I read it in 2 days. I just need someone to hand me the book. Maybe I should come back to book club. You're making me miss it.
He's Mom, this lady.
Parksy, let's just share books. I'll pay for them. I'll Venmo you. You buy it. Okay, but I need you to read it first and then give me the book.
We'll read it for her.
And I'll pay for the book. Just I can't go buy it myself. I won't do
Riley, get another farm girl. Get her to read Lonesome Dove. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
I think she needs a little bit more fast paced.
Yeah, I need. If you don't get me in that first 50 pages, dude, we're done. We're
All right.
freaking done.
Is there anything that y'all want to say to the fans for the season coming up?
Oh my gosh.
Show out.
Yes.
So we can't wait to see you guys.
They're
okay?
so important for us. I think really is the 12th man on the field, and when we can pack the stadium, you feel it. And so I think having the short season and really going for the championship this year, having as many people there is going to really help us.
Limiting the winter games, having nicer weather for all the games, that should be good.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, any goals for yourselves personally for the season, the sprint season here?
Any goals? That's tough to say out loud. I want to score more than 4 goals.
Greater than 4.
I need to put some, my coach has the goals that he wants for me, but I need to make them on my own, and solidify it. Which I guess today is probably the day to do that with our game coming up. But yeah, there's also some other ones in the back of my head that I need to refine. But definitely get them stats up.
Jenna?
I mean, I do have some personal goals. I think, as a teammate, my goal is more just to kind of be a presence out there and be a good teammate and help people and how they need to be helped, because it's going to be quick. There's going to be frustrating games. There's going to be times that we're tired. So if I can just kind of transition into helping be more of a leader and a positive presence for everybody, that's kind of what my goal is. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
All right, good times. And that brings us into the final interview of the episode. The last conversation I was able to have before they kicked me out of the event. I had just been talking too much, going too long, but I wanted to bring you guys the best conversations and interviews. So we have Sydney Studer for the final here. You can catch her on the pitch for the Ascent next season. She's going to be out this season, but you can also find her in her off time on the battle bus.
So I'm going to start out with a fan question. This is from the base camp supporters section.
Okay.
Is Sydney Studer healthy?
Sydney Studer is not healthy.
Oh. Can you tell me about the status?
We had ACL surgery April 8th, and that's a 9-month recovery science-wise. So we are 4.5. We are running. That is a really big thing. We are running our muscle. We are 80% of our other knee, which is really above schedule, but coming and playing right now is not really until February.
Okay. So the sprint season is going to be one for learning and development?
It's all tactical learning for me, and I was joking around saying Philip should let me coach.
Right?
Philip should let me center and coach, because I feel like I know a little bit about center back. Not everything, obviously, but I feel like I know a little bit that I feel like I could be like, she should be one step to the left.
That's important positioning.
And you know what? He could not yell at me and yell at someone else. Just kidding.
The best part about being a coach is they don't usually yell at you.
Yeah, no.
I did coach baseball for a little bit, and that's not always.
No, Philip obviously, he knows exactly. I'm someone you can talk to a little bit more sternly, get your point across, even if he has to yell at me, and I'll respond better than if he was nice to me. I probably wouldn't fix the problem.
Yeah.
So and Philip knows that about each person and how to respond to each person that way, and I think that's what makes him a great coach over most.
Yep.
So
do you have any goals for yourself personally for this sprint season?
Honestly, it's knowing what to do so I can jump back in. Obviously, jumping back in is a little selfish. Of course, everyone wants to start and play, but I really just want them to win, and I want to be able to watch it. I think it's going to be entertaining to watch it as a fan.
Yep.
Instead of watching everyone's backs, I'll actually get to watch it from the center of the field. And I think being able to watch it in the center of the field, besides a peacock camera in our film room,
right.
I'll actually get to see and learn about what I'm going to be facing. Because I feel like this sprint season for most people is going to be what I see when I am healthy. So I can be like, okay, Brooklyn presses this way, and Jenna just made a fantastic pass like this. How do I remember that when I need to do that? If that makes sense.
Absolutely. So with the Ascent coming off the championship game and the disappointment, what do you feel like the mentality is in the locker room coming up, knowing that there is still a chance for a championship this year?
I think this is going to sound so cliche to say, but every year our minimum is a championship. That first year, it's Shield and championship. Every time we don't, Philip comes into that first meeting and goes, you fell short. Straight up, you fell short of the mission. The mission is this. So bare minimum, it's the Shield and championship. How we do it is where the lines go. I think all of us know, we only have two new players.
Right.
So you're returning most of your team, it should be fluid. It's not much of a building right now. It's more like a picking up where they left off.
And that continuity is probably going to go a long way with just 4+ months.
Yeah.
To go.
It's like as much as you like, some people are culture building and tactical building, we're just trying to build on what we already have of that, if that makes sense. We have that. How do you make that better?
So, did you participate in book club?
No, I'm a video gamer, not a reader.
Well, tell me about video games. I love it.
Me and my friends and some of our teammates here, like Addie, City Martinez, we play Fortnite.
Okay.
Like religiously every night. I've pulled like some of the Hornets players into our thing. I've had some other athletes from around the country play games with us. So Fortnite's like my FaceTime catch up. I've made like friends off Fortnite.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like
For sure.
people I've actually had fans in Charlotte now become in my friends. Like I'm in their Discord and they're friends and they come to every game and they support me and they're like, Sid, can I get tickets for this game? Or Sid, where should I buy tickets for this game? Like, and they watch on Peacock and it's all because I've played Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd do that reading a book, but
well, there are book clubs out there. But no, that's great. I would offer to add you on there, but it's usually my 7-year-old son playing, and I don't think he'd be able to hang.
I've probably killed him a few times actually.
He's usually in one of the really weird modes where it's just like a big empty room full of weapons and you have to jump around.
Oh, he's in like the creator mode. Yeah, no, I'm in those ranked.
Stuff.
I play in the ranked lobbies. I can't have a bot.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, I like the ranked lobbies, and I like making my ranking better.
Yeah, same.
In games. So
I play Apex.
Yeah, it's got to be unreal. You're better than me. I can't. Apex is. I don't understand it.
Dude, I hop on Fortnite. It's so easy. It's I win like.
Apex is
more games than I don't.
Wait, like to me, Fortnite's pretty straight line. Cartoons, you see everyone really easily.
Yep.
Most of the guns have
less
less bloom.
on the screen where they're moving, what
direction.
direction.
Yeah, the foot things. Yeah, well, that's technically cheating, but I do it too.
I mean,
it's supposed to be for deaf people, but.
I mean, listen, Apex doesn't offer that.
Yeah, no,
so.
I've played Apex one time and I get murked like off the beat. Like,
it's
I'm just
ridiculous.
and then Call of Duty like Fortnite you can pick up all the ammo and if you pick up that gun, but Call of Duty like you have to pick up certain ammo and certain backpack sizes. I'm like. And then I can't see anyone because they're not cartoon characters. So I'm purely a Fortnite player or like your little indie games. But like those other ones where people are like, I'm only good at one thing. And that might be just soccer and Fortnite.
Do you do build mode or no build?
I played Fortnite since it came out. So I used to learn to build. That was on my PS4. I now have like a full PC gaming setup, 2 monitors, like flashy. That I've only played no build. So I have never... Yeah, I'm not that big of a loser.
Fantastic.
Just kind of one, not a big one. So.
All right.
You're kind of one.
I think we're gonna get kicked out here. Thank you so much, Sydney, for your time. Appreciate it.
And just a quick note on this one, I have since actually seen her PC setup, and it is actually pretty banging. Props as one gamer to another. Got to respect it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode here, a little Ascent season preview. Like I said, they're getting started on Saturday the 15th. Probably might be the day you're listening to this. It's going to be an away trip to DC, and then they will be back at home on August 29th. And that is a Saturday evening. Make sure to pack out American Legion Memorial Stadium. The ladies need the support. Great fan base, great time, fun for the whole family. It's definitely a noticeably different and more inclusive atmosphere than the men's pro soccer games, even Charlotte FC, Charlotte Independence. It's a different vibe. The quality of soccer is incredible. This is the most consistently good team in the entire USL Super League across the first 2 seasons. Going into season 3, sprint season, this is a perfect opportunity to lock in. There's not going to be that many games, so each game is going to be even more important. You can catch me out there. I'm going to try to bring my kids when possible. I know Justin Kurtz tries to make it out to some of the games as well. We're going to try to bring you even more content from the Ascent, hopefully some more kind of fun, nerdy stuff. Look, you don't have to twist my arm. If I come across some fellow nerds in the wild, that's my first reaction is let's talk about these nerdy things we love. For the listeners who are not into nerdy things and just want the soccer, the on-the-pitch type coverage, we're going to try to bring you that as well. I know Justin Kurtz is also covering the beat here, so between the two of us, we'll get you taken care of. But you can find us on socials at QCS Pod on Insta, X, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you get your social media, and wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music. Make sure to give us a like and a subscribe, 5-star review, leave a comment, ask us a question. Let us know, what do you think about the Ascent this season? Are they going back to the championship game, and can they bring home the first professional sports Division I top-tier trophy in Charlotte history over the last 40 years? I think they have a very good shot. But as always, y'all, it is for the crown, and together we climb.